Welcome to my classroom. So the assignment that I am recording for today would be the third in the scope and sequence of the unit that I have created. So my students will be creating an argumentative essay. Today we will be talking specifically about thesis sentences. I have the slides on the board behind me, and they have some practice slides at the end that I will show you that I would ordinarily fill in with my students and allow them to do the same thing on their devices or to take notes as needed. However, I'm recording on my computer, and I do not have the ability, or it would take too long to type directly on the screen. So that would be a step that I would physically fill in so that they could watch me do so, that I will have to skip because of how I'm recording this video. So my students would come in, and then this would be how I would ordinarily start our day. Okay, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. So we've been working on our argumentative essays, and today we're talking about our thesis sentences. Thesis sentences are the most important part of an essay. They belong in the beginning in your introductory paragraph, and they lay out the outline of what exactly your thesis sentence should look like. Without a thesis sentence, you do not have an academic paper that will get you the grade that you need in this class. A thesis sentence is the most important part. So a thesis sentence may be something that is new for you guys, or it could be a refresher for some. So we're going to go over these really quick slides of what a thesis sentence is and the easiest way to create one. So in your learning platform, you will see a link that says, "Would you rather?" And you're going to open that for me, create a copy, and then you have those for your digital notebooks. All right, so let's go. All right. So a thesis statement is a sentence or two that is part of an essay or a paper. It tells the reader exactly what will be discussed in the essay and how it will be proven. The entire essay centers around this statement, and it should have the following options. It should cover your topic, your claim, or the reason why you feel that way about your topic, and the evidence that you have to feel such way. Okay, so ask yourself three questions. What are you talking about? What's your topic? What do you believe to be true? That's your claim. And then what makes you think your claim is true? That is evidence. So no offense, no one cares what you think, only what you can prove through your research that you have been working on. If it is an idea that we can't prove, if we can't find a source for, we talked about credible sources so far, then it's not something that belongs in an academic paper. Okay? All right, so keep going. So the topic of a thesis statement is the subject of an essay or paper, blah, 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 blah. So I would go through all of these with them and show them samples of what a good one should look like. And then later in here, you take one and you break it down with them. It has 7 different examples that we would take and break it down to exactly to what a thesis sentence would look like. After we have practiced a few times, I would give them time to look at their own papers and decide what their thesis sentence would be. They would then create that thesis sentence and go ahead and put it on their rough draft outline that I would also give them. And that's one way I differentiate, and I scaffold and just give them a little bit to do at a time. So I chunk that material so it's not like, oh, you're going to owe me this 5-page paper in 4 days. I try to break things down. So they would fill that part into their they would fill that part in on the graphic organizer. Then they would log into a Padlet that I have created. And then that Padlet, they would post their thesis statement and then go back and look at their peers. Depending on the class size, I would have them look at anywhere between 5 and 10 of their peers' thesis statements, make comments on those, what they're doing well, what needs to be fixed. If they can tell what that paper is going to be about and exactly what their body paragraph should look like, their peers should, that's the kind of feedback that they're going to provide. And then they would take whatever feedback they are given and apply it to their thesis statement and get that ready for use in their essay. And then we would move on to our next step, which would be another day. So after I do the actual lesson,
come to the front office. Michael Siromowski, come to the front office.
Sorry about that. After I teach this lesson, I would look at their thesis statements with them, walk them room, help them create a thesis statement. I remember in my freshman English class, learning to write a very good thesis statement was very hard for me. So I would offer that kind of help. My differentiation skills of letting them work with each other, seeing me do it, having, writing their own notes, those are the kind of things that would keep them both engaged, because some of these are very funny. Like, would you rather eat 100 live bugs or drink a gallon of mud water? All of the questions that they have to answer are would you rather's, and they're all ridiculous. That kind of keeps them engaged as we go through there. And it also helps them as they explain their reasoning, because I ask them this question, we do this, and then we talk about it as well. That also kind of helps them argue a little bit and keeps them more engaged. So that would be how I would teach topic 3 of my lesson plan. Thank you.